Question 1, we're going to change it all to sine and cos, so we get one over cos. Let's do question 1 over here. 1 over cos x minus sine x over cos x, that's tan, times sine x. So common denominator, we can bring these two fractions together, and we get 1 minus, and then sine times sine is sine squared. 1 minus sine squared is cos squared. So we get cos squared over cos, and cos squared means cos times cos, so one of those coses cancel out, and we get left with the answer cos x. And cos x equals 1 over sec x and QED. Question 2, up here. So 1 plus cos x over sine x. And what we can do here is actually split this fraction up, so it's 1 over sine x plus cos x over sine x. 1 over sine x is cosec x, and cos over sine is cot. And again, QED. Question 3. It's going to be a long one, I think, so I'll just get a new board up. Let's do it with black. I'll put some white chalk on this. So question 3 here. So we get sec x, sec theta, sine theta over tan theta plus cot theta. Interesting question, this one. So we'll have to interested to know which way to go here. So we might just do sec is 1 over cos on top times sine, and the bottom I'm going to leave that as tan theta plus cot theta. There is another way I'm thinking of doing this. Sometimes you can go down an avenue and get it wrong. Let's have a look. So on top we get tan theta, and on the bottom we get tan theta plus cot theta. What we can do on the bottom is actually factor out tan theta. And I can factor out tan theta and get 1 plus, and factoring is like division, so cot divided by tan is actually cot squared. The cans cancel out, and I get 1 over 1 plus cot squared, and 1 over cot squared is sec squared, cosec squared I think it is, and 1 over cosec squared is sine squared. Very difficult question, that. Going back to this factoring out of tan, if I divide, let's put it to a different colour so you can see what's going on. What we did here was we factored out tan, and factoring is like division, so cot theta divided by tan theta is cos over sine divided by sine over cos. And that gives you cos over sine times the reciprocal of this one, which is cos over sine, and that equals cos squared over sine squared, which does equal cot squared, as we suggested here. Going on to yellow now, question 4. So we've got sec theta over cos theta minus tan theta over cot theta. And we know that cos on the bottom is 1 over sec. And cot on the bottom is 1 over tan. So this becomes, divide by a fraction, becomes sec theta times sec theta over 1. We flip the fraction and multiply it. And then tan theta times tan theta over 1. So we get sec squared theta minus tan squared theta. And if you look at your Pythagorean identities, this equals 1, because the one we were given was 1 plus tan squared equals sec squared, and therefore if we take the tan to the other side, we get that 1 equals sec squared theta minus tan squared theta. Question 5, and we get cos squared y minus sine squared y, and we're going to equal it to 1 minus 2 sine squared. This is actually quite easy. We know that cos squared y here is equal to 1 minus sine squared. That's equal to that, and then minus sine squared y, and this minus that is 2 sine squared y, and QED. Easy. 6. So we've got cosec squared theta times tan squared theta minus 1. We've got to make that equal to tan squared theta. Let's turn it all into sine and cos. So this is 1 over sine squared, and this is sine squared over cos squared. So you can see straight away that the sine squareds cancel out, and we get 1 over cos squared theta. So I forgot the 1 here as well. And 1 over cos squared is sec squared theta minus 1, and that equals tan squared theta. The one we learnt was that 1 plus tan squared equals sec squared. So sec squared minus 1 is tan squared. Take the 1 over, and we got the round, so QED. Question 7. So we've got sec squared theta over sec squared theta minus 1. And we're going to try and make that equal to cosec squared theta. We know that sec squared theta minus 1 is tan squared. Just did that exact thing. So let's change it all to sine and cos now. So we've got 1 over cos squared is sec squared over sine squared over cos squared. Substitution for sec squared and tan squared there. Flip this fraction and multiply it, so we get 1 over cos squared times cos squared over sine squared. And you can see the cos squareds cancel out, so we get 1 over sine squared, which equals cosec squared, and QED. And the final question, 8. So we've got tan squared x times sine squared x equals tan squared minus sine squared. I think we've done this question before actually. Let's convert everything to, well, let's say that this is 1 minus cos squared. And if we multiply that bracket out now, we get tan squared times 1 is tan squared, and then tan squared x times cos squared x. And we look at tan squared x, this second one here, we convert that to sine squared over cos squared and cos squared x. Therefore these cancel out and we get tan squared minus sine squared. QED. Now with all of these ones I suggest you go back and practice them again until you can get them right.